Awesome. I'm very excited about that.
Happy
Oh, that's
people.
that's a good ED.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
It's a very good ED.
Happy people. Okay, no more gaffes or joke. We have Evil Puff is now like booked for the next like 3 months, I guess.
We already said it was booked a while ago, which is really funny.
It's like, all right, we got a Bleach video, this Bleach video, then we have MHA, which
Hmm.
frankly there's so many MHA ones that could be 2 videos
Oh
possibly.
fuck! Because people are so stupid
And
about MHA.
that's not even counting for comments. Comments might push us to like a third one. Uh
Ah, fuck! That would
we
suck
we
ass.
have a backlog of One Piece ones that's like been slowly building up, and now
Yeah, we've been giving it a minute.
Jujutsu Kaisen is
Jujutsu.
ending, and now I'm gonna want to
Oh
read
my
that.
fucking So here's how Jujutsu's been working in our Discord server. Two of us are reading it. One
Yep.
doesn't say anything. I have a very annoyed reaction every new chapter, and then the three people who care ask me why, and I explain, and then they laugh for 5 minutes.
Yep.
Praying Jujutsu is good when you read it in one go, because holy shit, this feels dumb.
Yep. Well, here's hoping anyway. First I just want to get this quick one out of the way that we got this comment a couple times on the last video. The ending, like people think like us saying that the ending was rushed is just like a cop out for like, or like we're being too forgiving of it, which is like, dude, I'm not saying it's good. We know why it's like that, but that doesn't change the fact that it's
Yeah.
disappointing. I
Um, Mainly the three reasons to bring it up are: one, it's interesting to like know the history of manga. So it's
Absolutely.
interesting to know that like two is like misinformation. People either say he did it because he got canceled or he did it because he's like a hack author or something. Or it's like, no, that's not what happened.
No, he had
And
shoulder
then
surgery or something. It wasn't
and
like
then three is because even if it doesn't like change the writing, it makes you like be like a little bit nicer when you approach it.
yeah.
Like you don't read it and think, God damn it. You read it and think, oh, this poor fuck.
Yeah, again,
Ah, this poor fuck.
like again, Bleach is a worse off story for the way it happened, like
Yeah,
without a doubt.
obviously the ending could have just been longer.
I'm not gonna argue you on that point.
Yeah. And Bleach is actually neat because, like, I think one, I would say, borderline universal criticism you can make for good manga is that they should have been a little bit longer. What makes Bleach unique is that usually when I say a little bit longer, like MHA and Tokyo Revengers could have used like an extra volume. Bleach needed an extra like five.
Oh yeah,
that's the
one
main thing. It's just
we
like
need like at least half for Chad. Ideally one, but at
Chad
least half
fight,
for Chad.
longer Uryu fight, expand the Ichigo fight, and then maybe some other shit that presumably got cut.
Give us Ishin's Bankai and have him hold off
I
Ywach for a
don't
volume or
fucking
whatever the
care.
hell.
I think you are delusional when you say that was supposed to be included. I don't believe you.
The thing is, like, it almost feels like a Chekhov's gun where they bring up his Bankai and like hints about what it is, but then he never gets to show it. Like, I kind
I
of
don't even think I don't even think that's Chekhov's gun because that implies like it's introduced and then it's illogical that it wasn't used later. It's not really illogical. There's not really like the scene where he should have used it and didn't is like Aizen, not Yuhabak, where he would have been the deadest weight.
Shiki, I disagree because I don't want to take a hardline stance on definition. I'm vibing it when I say Chekhov's gun.
Okay, sure. That is what Mocha does.
Yes. Okay. So
Uh,
anyway, next, all right. Next is Ichigo was just like, he was just like me for real, for real. He was supposed to be a hard work boy, a normal kid, but his specialness like
mhm.
ruined that. Which
Okay, here's why this is
this
peak because like here's the thing: there are like levels of bitching about shonen anime losing their hard work, natural talent shit. You have characters like Naruto had like underdog aspects, and you could say they lessened over the series. Or you have people who like pose as underdogs, like Luffy or Soma, where everyone says they're shit but they just aren't. Or
yeah.
you have people who I would say are legitimate underdogs who just grow like crazy, like Asta. Then you have people like Yusuke Urameshi and Ichigo Kurosaki, who were never underdogs. They've always been like this.
Chapter 1, Rukia takes a look at that big sword and is like, holy shit. why does he have so much spiritual pressure? There's something
Literally,
weird with this kid.
Mocha's biggest like pet peeve about early Bleach was that he hated how often people brought up Ichigo's spirit pressure. He got sick of it. That's how common it was. And like, yeah, nothing about because literally, like early on, everyone is like, that doesn't make sense. Even Renji, like partially Renji's making fun of Ichigo because he's stupid, but Renji sees his big sword and says, "Oh, that's a big ass sword." And then he hears he scared off a Menos, and Renji's like, "Wait, he did fucking what? Excuse me?"
Like,
And Renji's strong.
I feel like this is gonna come up in like every time we do a bad moments opinion for a series because we're gonna have a whole like fucking thing about Deku and about how he should have been Batman. And
Oh
frankly, I
my
think
fucking god, Deku should have been Batman, Puff. Luffy should have been Batman. Luffy should have been a badass Mandalorian bounty hunter. Ah! Everyone needs to be Batman.
just like Ichigo, like
You know
never
what's
really had like
weird?
that.
No one applies. No one says Asta should have been Batman, even though Asta actually did do the whole working out his entire life thing.
Well, that's because Ashta's
Also,
like cool.
also, also,
Deku's not
Deku
cool. He's
did.
a cuck.
Oh, I guess very minor MHA spoiler. Skip ahead like 30 seconds. Deku is kind of Batman, like half Batman, half Iron Man.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
this is just a thing that I thought was fun in retrospect. Ichigo being a translator, which like a lot of people dunk on him for, even though like, dude, why though?
That is
He
so
wanted a normal life.
thematically fitting.
No,
No,
like
Puff is
one.
also yeah, it's so thematically fitting. It's so Kino.
No, like one, he just wanted a normal life more than anything, and he gets that.
Hmm.
Like, so cool, good
Yeah.
for him. B,
No,
it's cool that he's a translator when like he's a little bit of everything because every faction in Bleach like draws from a different language for
yeah.
each
So the
one.
point is, Ichigo can expand and bridge people's worlds.
Yeah, you know the Soul Reapers
No,
use
um,
Japanese names.
also,
The
this
monks are
isn't
use Spanish
universal.
names.
This isn't universal, Puff, but a lot of translators in Japan can sometimes have stay-at-home jobs, so that it makes it even more fun for Ichigo.
Oh, hell yeah, he gets to just be with his kid. That's great.
Hell yeah.
No, but dude, he should have become the Soul King. Don't you remember in
Hmm?
chapter 1 when he
He
said,
should have
"I'm
been
gonna be
mutilated.
I'm
He
gonna
should have been
be king
mutilated.
of the Soul Reapers."
Mhm. Yeah, no, people who aren't happy that Ichigo ends up just vibing, it's like, what's wrong with you? It's Ichigo. All Ichigo wants to do is vibe.
Born to slice of life, forced to battle shonen. That
Yes,
is Ichigo
that is the
Kurosaki.
Twitter meme, and that's what he is. All right,
Alright, this is one
let's.
thing that I actually think is a fair criticism to lob at Ichigo.
Hmm.
The fact that he's like everything all at once, but he still has like the most simplistic fighting style in the whole story
Well,
is
I
kind of
think no, I
interesting.
think that's Kino. I think that complaint is like it would be cool, but like what we have clearly has meaning. Because the point is, Ichigo takes everything that he is, his whole spirit pressure, condenses it, and fires it off at once. It's literally the same as Yusuke Urameshi. It is the embodiment of everything he is.
Yeah, but I just was saying like people who like think it would have been cooler if like he had like some special abilities that like related to being a Quincy or like maybe has a full brain that gives him some unique thing to do. Like that could have been
Eh.
fun also.
No, but I think the point is the whole nothing can change my world thing, where it's like, what he becomes a Hollow, he becomes a Quincy. This doesn't change who he is. He's still the big dumb idiot who's gonna get his spirit pressure as high as possible and then do a big ol' Getsuga Tensho.
Yeah, that's what I like about his true Bankai at the end, where it's just like the sheath thing that broke, like it looks like an amalgamation of all like the different things that he is, but then it turns out that like underneath it all is just literally the most iconic sword he ever had, which is just him, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah,
Um, Yeah, I think the complaint that Ichigo doesn't do enough unique things would be more valid if the differences between all the races were like a lot more substantial. And like the point is they're very similar. Every single race has a borderline identical way of moving fast with minute differences.
yeah. I mean,
Like
I guess
literally the
like
point is
I
these are
think
all
Fullbring
very
is.
similar.
I
Or
think
like even
Fullbring are like the one where it's just like maybe you should have gotten something unique from that because
although
all
the
of them
point
are
is
kind of
Ichigo
weird.
doesn't really use his full bring because that wasn't a power he got through means he was a big fan of.
All right, so I guess like on the topic of Fullbring, did you know that Fullbring is a failed training arc?
It was a training arc, but he didn't.
It was a
I
failed
guess.
training arc. We
I
wasted
guess the
time.
funny
It
thing
was
is,
just a
I could
waste
see
of
that.
time because
No, it's
Ichigo
funny. I could
push-ups
see
didn't
that as a
matter.
clickbait where you then explain in the video why the fact that his training didn't lead to anything was like really cool and interesting. Because
You're
the
making
point
excuses.
is,
No.
because like we had a comment bitching about this. That king who really hates Bleach and compared the Blood War to the final season of Game of Thrones, which is an unhinged opinion, but and like the first Suicide Squad, equally unhinged opinion. Um, but the point is, like, did Ichigo's training with the Fullbringers not amount to anything? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Was it a stupid waste of time? No. Can you read? Because the point is, Ichigo was rejecting all his friends, rejecting all his family, rejecting everyone close to him, and trying to find outside solutions. So, because he can't keep up with the speed of the world they're not in, he goes and tries to make a different one. And in that, the best progress Ichigo makes while training Fullbring is when Chad gives him advice. So his friend, or
Yeah.
when he has to recollect on the past. So who he is. And then at the very end, he gets all of his training and power stolen by Ginjo, because the point is that was not power he earned. Like, that was not like Ichigo expanding his world. That was Ichigo trying to reject his friends, and as such, he got betrayed and got that power stolen by someone who trusted his friends even less than he did. And then he gets his powers back from all the people who he's helped and did trust. The Soul Society. Also, it's cool because like he gets the power from Rukia's sword when originally that was a crime, showing he's also changed the Soul Society.
Yeah, okay,
Wow,
well,
it's
since
so
you
cool
shut
and
up, since you
interesting.
shut up, shut up. We don't have time for you to explain everything cool about Bleach. Just,
Actually, Puff, we got
just
a
like,
comment saying
just
to
think
stop
back.
interrupting each other, so don't interrupt me
Okay.
as I interrupt you interrupting me.
Yeah,
Shut
no, like
up.
I'm just gonna say like the reason why that happens is because Discord lag. That's like 80% of the reason I think.
That is, or we are intentionally having a yelling fight because it's funny.
Yeah. So
Oh,
anyway, like
Discord
I'm just
lag
thinking.
is now entirely Puff's fault, by the way. My internet speed is fast as fuck right now.
All right, sure, whatever. So I'm just thinking like when you're looking at all the scenes of Ichigo training with Ginjo, are you thinking, oh, dude, this is a good scene because these push-ups that he's doing will objectively make the next fight more easier and satisfying, or are you thinking, oh, it's fun to see Ichigo interact with these characters and get to know them, who will eventually be the villains later on?
And it's fun to see him recollect on like his past and what he cares about and shit. And the fact that the personification of how Ichigo views his powers isn't a sword but a guard. Wow. Wow.
Hmm. All right, so next is Ywach is just an evil man who does evil things, which sure, he is.
Kind of, but the thing is, like, I don't think that's bad. I think that's like, so is Aizen, for the record. Aizen's a fucking prick. I guess Aizen's thing is Aizen. No, because Aizen and Yubak are the same thing. They are both, like, not literally, but they are both insanely fucking evil. But they have like a little bit of point in there where the current Soul King system's fucked, but everything else they do is like unhinged maniac shit.
Yeah, you know, like it's fine if a villain can be described as pure evil. I don't need morally ambiguous villains in my story.
Yeah, I just
As
need,
long as they're interesting and have other interesting character
yeah.
stuff going on,
And
I'm fine with that.
Yuhaba is interesting. Sorry. It's always
Oh,
like he's worse than Aizen. It's like, is that a fucking roast? It's like saying that like it's like saying that like I don't know, like Jack is not Jack. Jack sucks. That's saying that like who's pretty good. That's like saying Enel is worse than Crocodile. It's like okay, fucking and they're both good.
yeah, like I get that Crocodile will never nuke an island for the fun of it. So like he's like more not as morally depraved as an L. That's
But like
not
they're
a
both yeah.
good criticism against an L though.
No, because like they're both. Yeah, I like Yuhaba. I like how he represents the flaws of the Soul Society, the flaws of the Soul King, and kind of how he represents like a lot of different types of like hatred
Yeah.
and other things. Like his whole role is like representing a father figure, because you know that arc actually covers dads a lot. Like especially once we reach the castle, you have like Nanao and Kyoraku, where he's like her uncle and her stand-in parent figure because your parents are dead. Or you have Kurosuchi and Nemu and their fucked up thing. And then finally you have Ichigo fighting a guy who calls himself the father of all Quincy's and regularly calls himself Ichigo's dad. And then at the end, during the rushed ending, Uryu and Ichigo's dads show up to help.
Yeah, that's fun. So anyway, speaking of dads, This is Ishin Bad Dad Part 2 because this is a detail that I should have brought up in the last video. Because
Hmm?
do you remember the charm Ishin gave Ichigo? Like I
Oh, you
think
mean you mean the one that was supposed to protect him when he went to Soul Society.
yeah. So like the thing that people says he should have been doing, he did do like in the story, like just
Oh, but
flat
he
out.
didn't do it soon enough.
Well, I mean, like you could assume that maybe he has been trying to do stuff like that, but maybe it's like limited. Maybe that hollow that came there, like like the charm just wasn't strong enough for that particular hollow that attacked him that night or whatever. Like clearly, Ishin knew about charms or something, some way to protect his kids. And when he figured something was going on with Ichigo, he says, "Here, take this with you," and then like stitched it onto his bag, and it came in handy later on for Cone. So I just don't like that. Just makes me buy the Ishin bad dad thing a lot less. Uh, all right. Next is don't dismiss Rukia shippers. Ichigo Rukia shippers. You still there?
No, you cut out. What'd you say?
Uh, next is don't dismiss Ichigo Rukia shippers.
No. No, the thing is, like, they said us bringing up the fact that the anime made huge changes is like a cope dismissal. It's not. It's a valid observation of why a lot of people believe this very asinine shit. Because the thing is, like, it's even worse. Because we were brought up, like, the anime made slight changes to make Orihime lame and Rukia cool. Here's another major one. For one, in the movies, Orihime does not fucking matter, whereas Rukia has a major fight in every one. And then on top of that, I'm like, I don't matter. I mean, like, what she does in the regular story, she doesn't fight. I mean, Orihime doesn't do anything. The biggest role she has in any of the movies is in Hell, where she heals Yuzu and like does the whole "Are you okay, Ichigo? I'm your love interest, remember?" thing, and that's it. Um, whereas the thing is like, and then on top of that, one thing we realized stuff while watching the movies, and I went back and checked, is I think anime fans assumed Rukia lived with Ichigo for like really fucking long.
Yeah, like a lot of the movies do open up with them just hanging out, and even though like the allegedly take place after Soul Society. So
Yeah, because the thing is like in the actual manga, Rukia lives at Ichigo's house for like maybe 6 or 7 volumes. Um, whereas like if you watch the anime, you would think they actually spent like half the anime together.
yeah. I mean, I guess like the point they were trying to make is that like even if we're like objectively correct, we shouldn't dismiss the
Oh,
feelings of each
okay,
Rukia
here
shipper. Like,
I will now take the ship head on. You're fucking stupid. Rukia is now a pedophile, and Orihime's character makes no sense. That is what you get with Ichigo.
all right, no. Okay, I'll be nice. It'll be like, all right, ship whoever you want, have fun. You
But if it happened,
if you
no,
just really
obviously,
vibe with it and want
no,
to draw your fan art of it,
no,
cool,
no. I have to
good.
clarify. No, I have to clarify.
But it's just that like we
Like,
brought this up because like when the manga ended, like people would lob this as like a serious criticism, like pretty
yeah,
consistently.
no, I don't care if you like a ship because you think it's fun and you know it's not going to be canon. Like Zosan, like people who love shipping Zosan. Like one of my favorite ones, I think Melon T brought it up the other day. Is like Zoro has 3 swords, 3 earrings. He has so much three association. Obviously, he's going to marry the man with three in his name.
Hell
That's
yeah.
that's a good point. But like, obviously, we're not actually going to get pissed when Zoro and Sanji don't end up together. Ichiruki fans do unironically get pissed that it didn't canonically happen,
Listen,
which is dumb.
I am an Ikaku Fumichika shipper.
You
Uh,
that one has way more basis, by the way. That one is way more sensible, for
why
the
did
record.
I'm not saying Yumichika is gay because it's not confirmed, but he is a very flamboyant man in a place where most
um,
flamboyant men don't go,
uh,
i.e., Squad
Yumichika.
11.
Yeah, all I'm saying is Yumichika's favorite thing is to be a very flamboyant man who has a rainbow-styled Zanpakuto guy
And
who
he
loves hanging
loves
out in the
hanging
big
out at
burly man
yeah,
squad.
yeah. He basically loves going to the gym and watching Nikaku do his squats and do his push-ups all day long.
Mm-hmm. And literally, his whole thing is he pretends that he's a big, strong fighter, but he hides the fact that he actually fights in a more technical, literally flowery way. There is
Dude,
such an
I
obvious fucking
brought
way
it
to
up.
read that.
This is in my on my main channel video. I literally have a small section for him in Ikaku's section. I'm just like, you could say he's metaphorically in the closet.
Oh my god, that is such an easy way to fucking read it. That's such an easy way to read it.
It is
So
such an
yeah,
easy way to read it.
also, Banju is also gay because he's never called a woman hot, but he's called Yumichika a looker.
No, I like to imagine that Yumichika likes helping Ikaku with his makeup around his eyes.
Yeah, I mean, who else is doing it? Let's be honest.
Ikaku can handle that? No way.
Oh, same with Kenpachi's bells. You think Yachiru's got the finesse for that? I don't. That was Yumichika.
I like to
Right,
imagine
anyway.
I like to imagine once Kenpachi just walks up to Yumichika with a hand of bells in his hands like this, like they fell out again.
He's like, how? Your hair is disgusting. How on earth does anything fall out of it? It's like wood. Alright, what's next?
Alright, next is we got a comment about chapter 1 Ichigo and how some people don't like to act like he was strong in the same way Luffy was. Cause like Ichigo is like an overdog similar to Luffy, where like people are like, oh dude, how is that guy so strong? Like they might underestimate him at first because
Like he's a little bit different from early Luffy, but
yeah.
that is a fair enough comparison.
It is like because the whole idea is just that he was basically given a bunch of good stats. He just has no idea how to use them or to fight at all because he's never wielded a sword or a day.
Yeah, again, like if I was to do comparisons, Ichigo is a lot like early Yusuke, and actually, the character that I think is most similar to early Luffy is early Natsu. Because Natsu early on is really fucking strong.
That is true. It is kind of like a big, like big fish in a small pond kind of thing with the Natsu.
Like literally, the first time he meets someone who's way stronger than him is a fucking wizard saint, which would be like if Luffy didn't meet anyone stronger than him until he met a fucking commander.
I'd say like you can kind of say because like the first person Luffy meets who's strong enough to stand up to him really, besides Smoker, is Crocodile, who's a warlord.
Warlord. Oh, the warlord strength varies.
Okay,
It is on a
now we're getting into a weird argument. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, yeah, Ichigo was always strong.
Yeah.
Like early on, literally, like the thing Rukia criticizes him for isn't for being bad at fighting, it's for not fighting like a Soul Reaper. Like, oh, you don't you try to have an honorable duel, which makes you see fucked up things. You're supposed to go for the kill. You're supposed to go for the kill, etc. Or like early on, like his struggle comes from like, oh, I have to protect this bitch Don Kanonji. He's so annoying. Hell, when Ichigo fights like Shrieker, he literally rips the guy's tongue off. That's a very technical villain that he just brute forces because he very easily can.
No, yeah. All right. So next, this is a thing that you and I have argued about a bit because it's never like explicitly explained in the story. Which of the Espada were Vasto Lorde before they became a Rancor?
Okay, yeah. My assumption, because I thought I had read it somewhere, I didn't, was that all but the one that is explicitly stated not to be were. But then apparently some other people thought they heard a thing that only the top few were. The answer is we don't fucking know.
No, like when I read the story, I assumed it was just the top four because Aizen gave specific restrictions to those four. Like you can't use your resurrections inside the canopy,
Yeah.
or like use a Cero inside the canopy. Like they were given like specific rules, so I kind of assumed that's what it was. But then like you're like it is never really explained, is it? And that is kind of interesting in a way because I would say like for particular, it's like Grimjow is a very interesting one because like whether or not he actually became a Vasto Lorde can like really change how you read his character.
Yeah,
Like,
and it can because the thing is like early because like there's literally a line stated by his allies that we don't know if you can actually evolve to be Vasto Lord or if you're born as one. Because I'm not sure if it's canon, but there's a thing of how Ulquiorra was born a Vasto Lord, so the thing is like because we don't know, it's interesting. It's like, did Grimjow actually obtain that title like he wanted to, or did he need help from Aizen's freaky ass science to reach a similar level? That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, like what was he always chasing after like a thing that he could never reach, or like did he like eventually reach that by sacrificing his friends and like eating them? Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It
So
is
that's
interesting. Like it is super interesting, and how that like point is left ambiguous.
yeah, because that ambiguity does it does. I guess if I had to pick a side, I would say he already became one. Because I think if he had to achieve a similar status through Aizen, he would probably that would probably hurt his pride, and he would probably hate Aizen a lot more than he already does. If I had to pick, but
Yeah.
I think it's ambiguous on purpose, so I don't really care.
Yeah. All right. So next is did Orihime give Ichigo a power boost when he fought Grimjow? This is a
Oh, you
serious
mean when she
question.
said "Don't get hurt"?
This is a
Yeah.
this. I've heard arguments that Ichigo got a power boost during Grimjow fight because Orihime told him not to get hurt. These
Aren't all the
anti-power
replies
and
like,
they're
"Dog"? Isn't that what happened?
no, like thing is, it's so weird. It got 110 likes, which I don't know
Like,
how the
like
fuck
it
that happened.
did. First of all, I didn't know.
110 likes.
Wait, how many likes in the video? Wait a minute.
The video has 470 likes. This
What
is the
the
big.
fuck? You people need to stop watching
Yeah,
us. What is wrong with you
I
people?
know, man. I don't know how. I think literally this video blew up just because I put Jujutsu Kaisen in the title of the thumbnail.
Oh no, you did because we unknowingly took advantage of an ongoing Twitter beef, which is something we would do.
I was not ready for Evil Puff to become successful. We're getting close to 1,000, and I'm
I'm
ready.
pissed.
I'm excited because ooh yay, I could get money maybe. But then like I'm dreading it. Like no, we're getting so many comments I can barely keep up. I don't want no stop it.
Yeah, no.
I just want a ring of like 50 people who watch us every week.
If you want to sub, go ahead. But goodness, this is weird.
Thing is
For the
that
record,
actually
if anyone says we're milking Bleach, I'll kill you. Because one, the second Bleach video we did was a pretentious poem ranking, and two, we also did this with Dragon Ball. We made 3 videos in a row because we like talking about things.
all right, like like actually I do have like 2 things planned for if Evil Puff ever reaches 1,000
Hey, Buff, can I
subscribers.
literally show you what happens after? Can I really show you the very controversial question about Grimjow?
You mean like literally the page where Ichigo like
Yeah, I
catches
sent the
his
two.
hand?
I sent the
Yeah,
two. I
he
sent the two.
catches.
Look,
I'm not even looking at it because I remember I looked it up. Like he
no, I
literally,
remember it very well too.
like his like not even looking at Grimjow. He like catches his hand, says sorry. I'm not allowed to get hurt anymore because my girlfriend told me not to get hurt, and then boom, just slashes him and big slash attack.
Yeah,
Wow.
like the fight doesn't fully end there. Like Grimjow still fights a little bit after that, but pretty clearly, Ichigo just got a serious wound on him just because Orihime. Because yeah, shocker. Ichigo's fucking soul is responsive to his emotion.
Yeah, that is just a very common thing in many battles, and whether or not it like literally makes sense in the power system or not. Just like if
Yeah.
you're very motivated, you do better.
Because that's how real life works. But in this one, it's like even more evident because it's like it's literally his soul.
No, it is. All right. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying. I actually had 2 things milestones planned, or for if we ever got 1,000 subscribers on this channel. It's like
Yeah.
I want to do like a recommending manga video where we just talk about anything that's not a battle shonen, and
Okay.
just like recommend manga to people for a bit. Cause like if
Yeah, I can yap about that.
yeah, cause if we get like a substantial audience, I would love to do that and to like spread some of my favorites. Like I don't want to like say a manga that I've already did a video of on the main channel, but I want to talk about Arya. I want you people to read Arya because my Arya video does not even have like I think it's still like 500 views on my main channel.
I have not 1, but 2 ballroom dancing manga I need people to read. Like 2. Alright.
Alright, and then 2 is the wacky wrestling thing, which I already have ready with the thumbnail.
Oh,
And
that we
everything.
did that so long ago. Oh my
and
god, I forgot we did that.
The second I get 1,000, I'm uploading it. The second I get 1,000.
Okay. Warning, the second we get 1,000, Puff is uploading the worst video on the channel.
No, this is the plan. Once we get 1,000, I'm gonna bump us back down to 900 with that wacky.
That is what it's gonna do. People are gonna see that shit. Very funny. All right, what's next?
Next, what do you think of the Bleach movies? We talked about them a bit, but what do you think of the Bleach?
Oh my god. So here's the thing. Early on, we watched the first movie and it was bad. We're like, this feels really weird because, like, they do the typical shonen movie trope of we meet new character, we dick around with them for a while, and then we become really close with them. So when their problem arises, we want to protect them. But when we were watching it, we're like, man, watching Ichigo, of all people, just dick around the town with some girl he met is really weird. This ain't what Ichigo does. This ain't his style. And then we watched the Hitsugaya one,
Yeah,
and
the
we're like,
Diamond
wow.
Dust Rebellion.
First of all, Hitsugaya looks like a stray cat in this movie. That's really funny. Second of all, I hate those sailor skirt Arrancar women. And then it was towards the very end when Ichigo was like trying to be like, oh, Hitsugaya, you trying to. Oh, by the way, the plot of that movie is that two people were born with the same Zanpakuto, like they shared a
I
spirit.
know, dude. This was like this did
And,
not feel
and
like a
and
Bleach
here's the thing,
movie.
like ignore the fact that that doesn't make sense from a world building perspective. Like if that happened, all that would happen is Ichibe and the sword guy would come down, or like have them come up, look at it, and be like, "Did we fuck up? Did we fuck something up like really badly?" Um, but no, what happens is the Gote 13, not the Gote 13, the Central 46
Still 46.
say you're not allowed to two Zanpakuto with the same spirit can't exist. Fight to the death, and it's like what? That's not the Central 46.
Like it like fundamentally misunderstood like to be fair, like Bleach didn't get to the whole like Ichibe stuff at this point, but like it,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. No, I mean like
but,
like in the
even
grand
then,
scheme.
just the idea of that like your sword is supposed to be your soul, and then two people accidentally got the same like Zanpakuto soul
Soul.
spirit thing.
Mm-hmm.
It just like all right, that feels like a fundamental misunderstanding of Bleach, and
No,
somehow
and then the Gote
that not only
13 is like,
made it through a team of writers. It made it through a team of animators and got into theaters somehow.
mhm. And here's the other thing about about that. So first of all, it's weird. Why would the Central 46 do that? First of all, if the Central 46 wanted to keep one, they wouldn't let them fight to the death. They'd pick the one that's more loyal because that's what they do. Like the Central 46 hate Kenpachi, even though he's yacked because he doesn't listen to them. So they wouldn't just pick the stronger one. Two, they wouldn't have them fight to the death. I don't think they give a shit that there's matching Shikai. I don't think they care. Because like, and then fine. So the thing I was saying is Ichigo's like, you feeling guilty about your friend dying. It's like me feeling guilty about my mom. You gotta stop, man. I was watching it, Puff, and I said, wait a fucking minute. They want Ichigo to be Naruto.
Yeah, no, it felt like a Naruto movie. It did not feel like Bleach. It felt like literally it felt like Ichigo felt like Naruto was inside an Ichigo costume running
Mm-hmm.
around like as he talked and like preached to
Mm-hmm.
people throughout the movie.
Yeah, and suddenly it all made sense because the thing is, like, the natural shonen formula works very well for people like Deku, Luffy, Naruto, who are very friendly, very kind people who will latch on and protect people that they meet pretty fucking easily. Ichigo's like an angsty loner, though.
Yeah, no, he's a lot more reactive of a character, so like he just kind of is like harder to put into that formula.
Like, I think that's part of the reason the Hell movie was better. Is because sure we did have the friend guy who betrayed him, but also the main drive was save his sister and then save his friends, which is like, oh look, something Ichigo would do.
Yeah, the Hell movie was like it felt like a Bleach movie the most
It
because
was
it literally
still
just
bad, but it was the best one.
I would say that like the Diamond Dust Rebellion was the most entertaining to watch just
Oh, it
because of
was
how like stupid it was.
hilarious.
And at least you
Um,
and like we do get some cool Kenpachi being hulking
Okay, no,
out and
okay,
just
no.
running
Here's the
through
thing. The
people.
best part about the first three movies is Kenpachi. Because in the first movie, boring, boring, boring. We get to a fight where Kenpachi's fighting a guy in the woods, and he's doing his whole stick. And then Puff, I posted like a GIF of this on Twitter, so you can just put it here. Kenpachi gets like blown up by the guy, and he's like, "You suck!" And the way Kenpachi lunges at this, It's the funniest thing I've
Every
seen in my
movie,
life.
in every movie, he gets like a force field DBZ or just charges through people.
Oh yeah, okay. The second one was in Diamond Dust Rebellion. Kenpachi goes to try and fight the ice guy. First of all, clown ass Yamamoto, a giant ice dragon appears, and he doesn't try fighting it until after it's already sealed itself away from him. When he could just activate his Shikai and the thing would melt.
No, it'd be like if
Dumbass
in the.
Yamamoto.
It is like if, like in a One Piece movie, like a Whitebeard or like Shanks was just like watching the plot from 30 feet away. I'm just like, yeah, I could help, but
No, specifically, it's like pre-time skip Straw Hats about to get butchered by a Logia they can't touch, and Shanks is just like, "Oh, I might help," and then he like disappears, and Shanks is like, "No, I didn't get to help." Okay, anyway, in that movie, Kenpachi tries to fight the guy, and he gets like buried like 30 feet. Okay, first of all, best part about the movies is them trying to tackle the fact that Kenpachi will always jump at the top tier when Ichigo has to fight. So Kenpachi tries, then he gets like buried like 30 feet underground by an ice attack, and then a castle appears. And they're climbing the castle and they get stuck. And they're like, fuck, what do we do? And then the castle starts rising and they're like, what the fuck? And Ikaku smiles and you're like, wait a minute. And then you see this yellow spirit pressure lift the castle up and there's a cackling Kenpachi underneath. And it's one of the greatest scenes of all time. The other goofy scene in that movie, Ikaku has now canonically told Rangiku and Hitsugai about his Bankai because there's a bunch of actual like Dillions and lower hollows blocking them. And they're like, "Oh, we need to make a path. Rangiku, Ikaku, Yumichika, can you team up and do it?" And Ikaku's like, "I can do it." And Yumichika's like, "Are you going to do it?" And Ikaku's like, "Yeah." Rangiku, Hitsugaya, don't tell anyone. It's like, bitch, why are you doing this? You don't have to do this. This is a league of bozos. Ikaku, you're the 1v1 fight maniac. Why are you doing this? Actually, one of the dumbest fucking scenes. It's
it
really
was.
funny.
It's a very like bizarre movie.
Third movie,
But like one
everyone
thing,
gets cut.
no. Before we move on, like it is like hilarious that like it literally hits you guys like the main character just because he was the most popular one, and his movie is this weird like nonsense, not even a Bleach. Like I don't want to call it fan fiction because it doesn't feel like fan fiction. It feels like yeah.
Yes, it does. Hitsugaya has a secret guy who can bully Kyoraku and has the same sword as him, and then Hitsugaya somehow 1v1s him at the end.
Yeah, I'm just saying like because like it doesn't even understand like Bleach lore or anything. Like it doesn't feel
Oh,
like
it's a
Bleach
shit
movie,
fanfic.
but it still feels like yeah. I guess that's the way to
It's
put
like
it.
a
It's a
Bleach
shitty
fanfic that was written by someone who was watching it on Toonami and had seen Hitsugaya in 3 episodes and decided that was their favorite character. um, also the way the guy dies, like he
He
dies. The Soul
dies.
Society kills him, and then they clarify, oh, he went to Hueco Mundo, and it's like, that's weird, whatever. But then they don't mean like he hollow-fied or something. They mean no, when they killed him, he's in Hueco Mundo now.
Yeah, no,
They
Hueco
imply it
Mundo
has
is
something to
just
do with
hell.
his stupid time space box, but where the fuck did he get? It's a stupid movie. Anyway, third movie. Third movie's whatever. This is like a very if you ship Ichigo and Rukia, you would love this piece of shit. It's very pro that and other things that happen. The beginning, Huru Suchi gets jumped by two absolute bozos, and they land and they have like a one shot mechanic scythe, and they hit him with it. And it's like, excuse me, or they have to move on from that. Then some white goo monster covers all of Soul Society and just like gets everyone, like it gets Kenpachi. And then like halfway through the movie, or like, towards the late end of the movie, something strong shows up, and Kenpachi is stuck in the crystal goo, senses it, and then breaks out to fight it because of course he does. Um, anything, and then otherwise, very nothing movie. Rukia gets an edgy Grim Reaper form. Yeah, I didn't like it. Fourth movie,
No.
eh.
Like it does feel
It's
just like a
eh.
like it does feel like Bleach because Ichigo goes to a place, understands it, and then like kind of integrates it into his like
Yeah. No, the
process.
problem is mainly everything before when Ichigo fights the final villain for the first time is boring as shit.
I wouldn't
It's
say that. I
so
think
boring.
I kind of liked like the beginning part where they made it tell it's like, oh, this is where
Oh
like
no, when they
people's
oh no, yeah, no, let me
souls have been
explain.
crushed, And like there's those
when they
giant monsters that like walk through things like ghosts. Like that was a cool
yeah,
scene.
no, yeah, no. Let me specify. When uh, we learn about what hell is, Kino, we start going through hell and we have our fights. Ugh. And then we fight the final villain. Because oh my god. Oh, actually the best scene with the final villain is when he pretends to do a suicide mission and kills like 3 of his goons with him. He's like, I'm taking you down with me, throws them in the lava with him. They just regen. He's like, yeah, I just felt like being dramatic.
And dude, Ichigo's final form in that movie was like obviously I like the idea of it, but like it is
Oh, but that
so
is a
ugly,
no,
dude.
because the thing is like what's so worthy is the only ugly form Ichigo gets in Bleach, the canon verse, is I would say full brain, a power that is stolen from him because he's dripless. Whereas the movies intentionally make his ultimate power negative drip, which sucks because Kubo was so good at making such stylish, cool character designs, and he loves drawing characters in like clothes from fashion magazines. And then they give Ichigo the ugliest form I've seen in my life.
One thing that I think is interesting is that I'm wondering, is that movie going to be canon for the new Hell arc Kubo has
No,
planned?
no. Because first of all, when the hell would it take place?
Well, just that like he didn't, because like the movies get referenced sometimes, right? Like I remember like as I was reading through, it was like at the end of one of the volumes, it said like, oh, watch like the blah blah, blah Bleach movie for info about like the space between world and
Oh
stuff
no, but
like
that's
that.
that's kind of similar to how like film Gold had or film Z had the Usopp's Garden before it was explained in the manga. It's kind of like that. The negative space zones, we hear about them in the manga. They're explored more in the first movie, but they don't actually matter or get brought up in the manga until the novels, actually.
Oh yeah,
Where
like
oh,
yeah,
no,
that.
the novels do the One Piece thing, where they imply that the pre-events to the movie are canon, but not that the events within the movie are canon. Because they're like,
Very
oh no, it's
weird.
canon that an evil high rank tribe was banished to one of those, which is the plot of the first movie. But no one remembers or talks about it, and it doesn't really make sense in the timeline, so it didn't happen. But the
Yeah,
pre-event to it did. One Piece does this too. It's very funny.
I remember when I first when we first sat down to watch the Bleach movies, like I didn't know how hard it'd be for them to fit it into the timeline because Ichigo like keeps losing his powers. Like you can't have it after a wrong car, and you can't have it after Rukia first disappears. It has to like literally be just after Soul Society, and that's it. That's your only option.
After Soul
Maybe
Society or after Full Bring, and the problem is there's none after Full Bring,
yeah. So like
and
it can
every
only
single
be
movie takes place after, like every single movie was made after the Soul Society anime ended, and you can feel it because the only one that feels possible is the first one because Ichigo doesn't have his mask. I'm pretty sure. Does he end up being stupid? He might.
It just also just like in the Hell movie, like his Vasto Lorde is like an important plot like detail, like his Vasto Lorde form. But he lost all his powers, and we're not putting
Yeah.
the Fullbring stuff yet. We
Um,
didn't have that
and
1
here's the
year.
thing: he has his
What's going on?
mask.
I
Um, he also has his mask in the third movie, doesn't he?
think
Yeah,
so.
he does. He looks lame as hell. And then on top of that, it gets worse. Because in the second movie, Ichigo acts like he knows who Hitsugaya is. Like, he talks pretty familiarly with him. So presumably, this is after the start of Arankar, when they moved into his hometown for a little bit. But, Ikaku's Bankai is not broken. Meaning, it is after Hitsugaya moved to his town, but before the first fight with the goons.
Yeah, dude, it's always just in the days when Aizen's plotting in his little corner with all his Espada,
Mm-hmm.
and they're
Well,
just
that's the
waiting
same
for.
reason Bleach filler makes no fucking sense. Because Bleach has really, really like One Piece fans could not. One Piece fans who bitch that Wano and Dressrosa are too long could not handle how long uninterrupted Bleach arcs are.
I remember I'm seeing a ton of thumbnails recently about like, oh, the Bount arc, the best like Bleach arc question mark. Like, dude, I good for you, but I don't believe you. I
Oh,
don't.
not in the slightest. All right. So yeah, that's it. Conclusion: Bleach movies.
It was
I
so
would say
long.
Bleach. Well, I would say Bleach has easily the worst movies of the big three. One Piece has a few absolute standouts, a couple hot garbage, a few pretty good, and then a lot of mid. Naruto is almost all mid with a few hot garbage. By the fucking way, we were
One
looking
Naruto
for
movie I think is kind of cool.
which one's that?
It's the one where something happens, some terrorists are doing a thing, and they say bring us Kakashi, and then Kakashi has to like give himself in to do that, and then Shikamaru and Naruto have like a fight about it.
I don't think I got to that one. No, but he was saying we were looking for. This is back when Netflix had every Naruto movie. They're getting rid of them. We're like, we should watch one. And we watched the OG ones. Those are so fucking bad. Oh my god. One is really funny because at the very end, the final villain is fighting Naruto. Naruto hits him with a Rasengan, and the villain says, haha, useless. Naruto hits him for 3 more seconds, and it breaks through and hurts the guy, and he says, ah! Chas and I laughed for so long at that scene. Anyway, we looked it up, and everyone almost unanimously agreed one of, if not the best one, is Blood Prison. Blood Prison is the biggest piece of shit.
You know, you brought that one up a few times.
Oh my god, I hate Blood Prison. Anyway, and then Naruto's almost all mid with a couple ass. Bleach, all ass with 1 mid. So yeah, poor Bleach. Oh, for the record, MHA has the best ones. I'm gonna say that with confidence.
No, MHA, like it's just all solid. They're all like solid. They're all pretty good.
No, it's problem. They're all good. All 3. Oh my god, and the 4th one that's gonna come out has Dark Might, and I can't wait. Other ones. Oh, Hunter x Hunter has some dog. Okay, Hunter x Hunter has one mid as fuck
movies.
that's pretty
One,
stupid.
I think it's perfectly fine. Like it's
yeah, no, that's what mid means. Mid is not an insult. The first Hunter x Hunter movie is whatever.
The last mission was one of the worst movies I saw last year. It was bad.
It's bad. Here's the thing: the first movie has some fan service that's like both good and dumb at the same time. Like it's fun to see Hisoka fight clones of the Phantom Troop, but also Uvogin, a clone that presumably perfect clone of Uvogin, jumps Gon and Killua, and they don't instantly die.
I remember he like starts blowing shit up like a Dragon Ball character, like in that.
Oh yeah, he does like a big bang attack, and it doesn't instantly nuke them. And then last mission invents Dark Nen, and it works the same as Gon's evil form and Kurapika's restrictions, except it's not. It's called Dark Nen, and it's better than regular Nen with bigger sacrifices, except not really. It's Kino. They don't look like the villains. Don't look like Hunter x Hunter characters, and there's some bozo who's able to equalize old Netero before he meditates. It's great.
It's so like I remember there's that scene after they fight the guy like in the elevator shaft, and then they literally like sit down and explain like their strategy and how they beat him for like 3 minutes after the fight. Like you really want me to feel like this was some big brain strategy play they just did, don't you?
Off topic, veering away from Bleach for a little bit, I bitched to this about you a few days ago. The Hunter x Hunter anime 2011 is generally pretty good. I think it loses a lot of the dark tone. Like Alexander made a video about how Hunter x Hunter does light, dark, light, dark. In the manga, I don't think that's the case. I think it's all dark all the time, except for like brief moments of happiness. That's kind of the vibe. Everything sucks. But the thing I would never forgive 2011 for, besides fucking up Kite horribly, which it did. That's not an argument. Is they're fighting the Khmer Ants for the first time, and Gon is fighting the fucker with 100 arms, and the fucker's thinking through his strategy. And there's literally a lot. Yeah, he stops and says, he's like thinking his plan through. You're like, oh, cool plan. Then he says, let's run a simulation, and then they do. They animate what would happen if he did certain things that he doesn't, and that doesn't happen. It's like fuck you. That wasn't in the manga. They added that. Anyway, oh, by the way, one more movie.
Like they bring up interesting ideas and then do nothing with them. Like,
I guess we should.
What if the Hunter Association has a dark side? Netro has a weird.
Killed a bunch of people that he hired. Then they don't do anything. The conclusion is literally Gon's like, but I like the Hunter Association, and then they win.
Literally, he goes like Super Saiyan. It's like good Nen. He's got like good positive Nen that cancels out
also
the bad
just
Nen.
Like how the second Bleach movie is not a Bleach movie. None of the Bleach movies except for Hell are a Bleach movie. Let's be honest. The second Hunter x Hunter movie is not a Hunter x Hunter movie. Also, one more shonen movie thing. If any smartass tries to come in here and make actually the best shonen movies are the canon ones like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu, I hate those movies. Fuck you.
Okay, that's cheating because it is just an adaptation of manga. It's not like an original story being tacked on, which is
which is literally what I prefer for the record. If I'm going to the theater, I don't want to see a fucking adaptation. I want to see some
like
new
the thing
shit.
is the best shonen movie I've ever seen besides I think maybe Film Red is the Haikyuu one, and I because like the only thing that I don't like about it because I haven't read the manga yet, so like I have no idea what they cut, and like
Oh,
it
they
kind of
cut so.
that
The
dude, it
biggest
keeps
thing they
me up
cut
at night. It
is.
keeps me
Oh,
up
I'll
at
be
night
vague.
wondering
I'll
what
be
they
vague,
cut.
but I think I already told you this. Asahi is way fucking cooler in the manga.
Yeah, okay, I'm just thinking, like, alright, like, I loved the movie, I loved every second watching it, but, like, after the fact, it keeps me up at night wondering what I missed, because I love
Mhm.
Haikyuu so much.
If
I have
only there
no
was a
idea.
way to figure that out, Puff. If only there was a
Yeah,
way for you
yeah,
to learn that.
if only, if only.
If only you could read the fucking. Anyway. So yeah, Haikyuu
Well, I'm
manga.
watching it with my brother, I don't want to, like, go ahead of
Mhm.
him and stuff, okay?
Okay, so anyway, the thing with canon movies is like they can be neat, but they have two flaws. One, you have the stuff Demon Slayer does, where after the movie, sometimes the Battle of Gods had this too, except the Battle of Gods movie is way better. Afterwards, like shit, that was kind of too dense. We're gonna animate it, and it's gonna have more content. It's like, well, what the fuck was the movie for? Or B, you have the Jujutsu one where it's just kind of like, this could have just been a show. I can defend making Jujutsu Kaisen Zero a movie because it's not a prequel, by the way. Jujutsu knowledge fact: the Yuta stuff. Yuta, it's probably his name, was written before Jujutsu started, and it was called something else. I forgot the name because it was retconned to being called Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, and they called it a prequel. And I have so much beef with that; it gets me so mad.
I'm
Right.
wondering if I'm gonna have to cut that out or not, because I'm not sure if you heard, but, my brother walked in and started.
If you have to, that's fine. I'm gonna bitch about Jujutsu another day anyway.
We have
All right,
not talked a whole lot about Bleach in this video.
that's okay. It's because we talk about shonen movies. Anyway, back to Bleach.
Alright, so every Bleach fight is ping pong.
Yes, and it's Kino.
Yeah, it is kind of just thing like, you can't beat me because I have this ability. And then it's like, well, you can't beat me because I have this ability. And then they either win there or they don't.
I like. Here's the thing. If again, that's the whole kind of like thematic versus technical thing. If you only look at it from the technical sense, yeah, it's not that complicated. But like, I don't care because what the fights are actually trying to do is always really, really good. So I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite example of a fight that is the most ping pong thing I've seen in my life is Natsu versus the Twin Dragons in the Grand Magic Games. That's the most ping pong shit I've seen in my life.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna go all out. Damn it, he blocked us. I'll use my secret art. Damn it, he blocked us. We have White and Shadow Drive. Fuck. Dragon Force. Fuck. Fusion attack that I forgot the name of. Fuck. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's Kino.
Alright.
Again, like if you dislike that, that's fine. But
Yeah,
if you
no.
try to pull a super eye patch wolf and say the fights don't have anything going for them, you're a liar, and I don't like you.
You know,
It's kind of like how
if you
like
don't
I
like
don't say
technical fights, like if you like want like cool strategy fights, Bleach is not going to give you that. Like
yeah. Oh, it will very rarely.
you'll
It will
get like
very
two.
rarely.
You'll get like two.
Yeah. It's kind of like how like I don't think no Seven Deadly Sins fight has merit. Obviously, but a criticism I did lay about repetition in Seven Deadly Sins is almost every single fight, unless it's a group fight, is one guy's infinitely stronger than the other. That's like almost every single fucking fight. And good God, did I get sick of it. That's not to say fights couldn't be interesting. Escanor fights did that. And I love Escanor. He is my god. All of his fights are so good. But that is, or like even Congo Bancho kind of did that too, but I loved Congo Bancho fights. But that is just a repetitive nature to the Seven Deadly Sins author style where almost every fight is just one guy being way stronger than the guy they're fighting.
Yeah. All right. Next, this is about people having misgivings about the way we talked about Gin in the last video.
What do we say about Gin?
We said Gin says his Bankai, like, and about like how he says that.
Oh, the power scale. Oh, like, did you know an Espada dodged light? I don't fucking
Yeah,
care.
it's just like, listen, if like I like say in the video that like I think that's a cool interpretation, roll with it because it's hilarious and like it actually is kind of in character for Gin.
You
So
know,
go
it's a
ahead and do
fun
that.
interpretation, but like, again, and you can death of the author it, but I think it's pretty fucking clear that's not what's being implied. The implication is Gin is upplaying other parts of his Bankai to hide what it actually is.
Yeah.
Zuri has the line where he says, it's not the fastest or the longest, implying that he knows it's neither. But that's also cool because that means Gin knows of at least one person with a longer one than his and one person with a faster one than his. You pointed out how it'd be funny if Gin was being a technicality smartass and the longest one was Senbon Zakura if you lined all the pedals up. Fastest one, I don't fucking know.
All right. God, what was I about to say? Oh man, I forget. Like the store, like if you have like objective calcs or whatever, like how like the characters are light speed. That's also kind of unfortunate. 'Cause I remember reading in the novel that do you remember what's the Quincy girl's name with lightning powers?
Candace Catnip.
Candace Catnip. Yeah, so she's the lightning Quincy, and I remember the novel like what as it was describing her power said lightning that wasn't quite as fast as lightning speed. So it's like what? So like they're kind of downplaying the lightning
Yeah,
fast
yeah,
character.
yeah. That's kind of implied.
I guess like it kind of it kind of just gives me the impression that like generally the way the story was planned by the authors of both the book and the main story, the characters aren't supposed to be faster than light, but maybe they do have some feats here and there that are faster. Like maybe that's just an inconsistency at the end of the day. But like I guess it just depends. Do you want to go like hardline on the feats or like hardline on like statements given by like the narrator or whatever?
Okay. Do you have anything else?
I'm now scrolling through the comments.
Oh no, here. I'll speed run then. We brought up the whole authors that we brought this up in the last video, but no one watched it. The whole we said we probably forgot weekly authors that are great. Two got brought up. One said One Punch Man. That's not weekly. Shut up. But Murata did draw iShield 21, which looks fantastic. That's a great example
Great
that we
manga.
forgot about.
Great
Another
manga.
is someone brought up problem is with iShield 21 it is 8 times better if you have the volume extras, which are really hard to get. Next, someone brought up Slam Dunk. Yeah, that one's fucking insane.
Really good. That is a really good one.
Next, oh yeah, someone said there's no such thing as Judeo-Christian in response to you. I don't know what that means, but if you just mean that Judeo-Christian is kind of weird because it's a way to say Abrahamic religions but not include Islam, sure, Abrahamic religion is probably a better term, I guess.
Yeah, on a technically, I think that commenter is correct. It's just that like that's the term.
If that's what we're being as generous as possible. If that's what he means, because there's another way. Because literally the two problems people have with the term Judeo-Christian is you either mean it's too exclusive because you're not including Islam, or it's too inclusive because you're including Judeo. And I really hope it's not the second one because that's bad. We're being generous.
Like if I want to be more accurate, I should have said like Abrahamic because that just literally is a more like accurate way to.
Yeah. But we misspeak a lot. We're kind of dumb. We do this off the cuff.
Yeah, I think I just hear Judeo-Christian a lot more.
Yeah.
Like where I am.
Oh yeah. So if you were correct us on dumb shit, thank you. Half the time we'll probably be like, oh yeah, we did say that. We're dumb.
Yeah, like we got a lot of comments like about about the captains going to hell and how they're sent to hell because they have too much spiritual pressure.
Which is actually very interesting that in Bleach that means it's a sin to be too strong. That's very interesting. That can go places. We should have brought that up. All right, let me go through some more. You both square up for Jujutsu slander. Very funny because that didn't happen. Let's see here. Blah 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 blah.
It's still in my like thumbnail, so like I am technically doing it.
Oh, I said this in the last one that no one watched again, but I'll say it again. When I say Yuhaba's New World would have been the sole equivalent of primordial goo, I didn't make that term up. That's literally what the novels say would have happened. His castle would have been over some insane fucked up shit.
But listen, dude, it would have been very cool primordial goo, okay?
Yeah, it would have been badass. All right.
Everyone's just vibing, chilling, it'd be great.
Oh, and then Ronan 1,000,011s, who very cool fellow. I know him from comment sections on other podcasts. Actually, I hate calling this a podcast. So it makes me want to shoot myself. Anyway,
dude,
they pointed out that Super Eye Patch Wolf did did the current state of Shonen Jump. He still does. I don't know if it's better, but back in the day, he would push a lot of insane conspiracy theories, including a Bleach one that he corrected, which was the idea that the place you are in the Jump magazine is your popularity, which doesn't make any fucking sense. Because the idea is like One Piece, Naruto returns to the front, Bleach is in the back. Why is Bleach in the back? It could be because it's less popular. Or he pointed out one popular theory is maybe you put another popular one at the end so people read through the entire thing. But I can think of another explanation, Puff.
What's that?
Just breaking up genres. You have two happy battle shonen, then you have probably some gag manga or some romance manga, and then you end on one of your edgier battle shonen. Just that makes sense too. Like that's how like in marketing, like big three, we love talking about it. Mostly an American thing because in Japan, One Piece and Naruto get marketed with other series more. Like One Piece, Naruto, and Dragon Ball get marketed together a lot, or like One Piece and Toriko would get marketed together a lot. Well, one reason for that is like tone. Those are all like happy, vibrant, good dumb boy battle shonen, where Ichigo is edgy, edgy, angsty little man.
Yeah.
So he wasn't often advertised with them.
Yeah. All right. Next, there probably would have been less backlash if Bleach ended with the end of the Aizen fight, which I don't. I don't disagree with you because any series that's shorter is probably just gonna get less backlash.
Oh, but it would get some. It would still get backlash because that's a lot of dropped plot points.
No, it is. I think a lot of people are like, dude, what the hell's the deal with Ichigo's dad and why is he friends with A Quincy and what does Ichigo's mom have to do with that and why did a Soul Reaper even fall in love with a human? What's Ishin's deal? What's up with Ishin?
Also, wait a minute. If Zangetsu is the Hollow, who the fuck is the other guy? Why is Ichigo's Bankai a fucking kid? What the hell?
Also, who's the Soul King and why have I not met him yet?
What is a Soul King? Yeah, there's a lot of questions. Let's see here. Ichigo, no character development, obviously stupid. We've kind of talked about that a lot. And then the hate Orihime gets. So here's the thing. Orihime is a deadly combo. She is the two things battle shonen fans hate the most. A woman and a medic. Terrible combo.
No.
Same with Sakura. And the worst part is, like, Sakura has those things too, but at least Sakura can punch. Orihime can't punch. Oh no. You got all of the Chopper medic hate from One Piece, where if his character development isn't fighting, they don't see it because they're stupid. But also, she's a woman. So the fact that they are shonen fans really comes out.
Well, no.
Because if you think Orihime doesn't have, like, really interesting stuff in development, I think you're, like, embarrassingly wrong.
Well, it's just man, like if he, no one has to like
if you
Orihime or Bleach or whatever.
No.
You don't have to like anything.
No, you can hate her, but
Yeah.
saying she doesn't get development is like nonsensical. Like I know I hate Meliodas. He gets development. I still hate him. I'll keep 7 cents. You're so useful. Someone brought up what I think was unintentional foreshadowing. But if it was intended, really cool. If it wasn't, still really cool. Ichigo's bed sheets are the Quincy cross. Probably not intentional because it's in chapter 1, but it's still really funny.
That is really funny.
Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Someone said, can we review a regular at the Royal Academy of Magic? What the fuck is that? Is the incest one? That's the incest one.
I don't know.
Wait, is it? What the fuck? I'm looking this up. This is the incest one. How dare you? I know, no, it's not. Wait, no, it's not. It's similar to the incest one.
Is this the channel's reputation now? We talk about bad manga that are bad because of weird like romance pedosexual stuff, and then we talk about
But we only did that. There's only like
it was one of them.
No,
but, like
no, it's not.
I'm just saying, one of the most striking thumbnails on this channel says age is just a number.
Yeah, but we make fun of that series, so it's okay. Anyway, it's not the Netflix incest one. I don't know what this is, so random commenter, I will try it after MHA. If it sucks, I'm going to be slightly annoyed with you for wasting 20 minutes of my time. Alright, next, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, Shiki, I should put this in. This is for like the poem video. Actually, we understand your Richi's poem now. We get it.
Oh yeah, we got smarter. Don't worry, we're so we're
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we're so
yeah.
smart.
Yeah, because, Byakuya is white, and then red can either be Renji or it could be, like, Byakuya's wife, who has, like, the
Whose
kanji for
name
red in
means
her name. Like, she has, like,
I think it's like
the kanji
scarlet or
for, yeah, like,
crimson.
the kanji for, like, red or scarlet in her name. And, like, Bleach just, like, kind of consistently does, like, compare red and white, like with the
Which is the
kanji.
thing we slowly noticed while analyzing her poem, but we thought about it more, and it's like that's her whole poem is about like treating two things that are similar, while one is way more negative, which is kind of Yoruichi's problem early on, of like her whole thing of you could say it's something. It could be her being a pacifist, but she's like literally Soy Phone is a murderer in charge of the police murder death squad, but she's treated as but she's treated as cool. Whereas Yoruichi, who is a pacifist who intentionally doesn't fight with a sword, is treated as evil as shit. Even though we're just kind of just like ladies who just chill out.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Oh, we've
Oh,
gotten a lot more Soy Phone hate defenders. Be gone with you.
dude, she
I
has
like
the
Soy
baby bro
Phone.
energy. And it's like, okay, yeah, I said she's like kind of
I
like a bitch. I
guess
guess,
yeah,
like,
she's funny.
sure,
Or like someone
all
called her a
right.
simp. It's like, yes, first of all, she's simping for Yoruichi. You probably are too. Shut up.
I
Second of
know I
all,
am. I know I
uh,
am.
second of all, your Soyphone's funny and cool, and I like her so much. She's so funny. Also, Mocha pointed out that she has the Arisa haircut. Oh no, the trend continues. Anyway,
Look at the
uh,
sexy ass
no,
silhouette.
that's
Look at the
sure.
subtle sexuality there. Oh my!
Mhm. Let's see here.
Oh,
The
I have a
Arankars.
fun one for us to talk
Wait,
about.
wait. We have the Arankars and Soul Reapers were meant to be an upside down reflection of each other. Correct. Thank you. All right, what's next?
I just want to talk about like how Ywach is used in the in the wider versus community. Are you
Oh, they
aware?
absolute assholes with him.
Yes, because like like equal stats debates are like a very common thing in like the greater power scaling community, and Ywach might be like the guy to win every fight in that. Like, or like one of the best picks for a fight like that, because like, based on the lore, like he never actually does this, or at least like not too often, where like he's the one who gifted the powers to the Stern Witners, and then like, anything he says that anything his Reishi touches will eventually return to him. So it's
Hmm.
implied that he either has all of like the individual abilities, or like he eventually has the potential to use all the individual abilities
Hmm.
of all the Quincy's and like all the Soul Reapers they fought or killed. So like that could just mean he's just literally composite Bleach. Like he can basically, if you use him in a versus debate, he can literally just become the other character with like perfect hypnosis, with like Shinji's stupid sword, with the
Which is
Quincy
very
power
funny.
that gives you immortality, with the imagination power, and all that stuff, and just like, wow, some people are just real assholes and just like love to spring him on some unsuspecting
I
debate, bro.
assume Yubak has a reason that he can't use all those powers. Maybe his body can't handle it. Maybe he doesn't like using them. There could be a variety of reasons.
It could literally just be,
Funny
I
thing.
don't care if I can use ice powers, I can control the future. Why do we need to use
Mhm.
any other
Yeah.
ability?
Someone brought up something funny. We were making fun of the whole Totsky should have been a Soul Reaper thing. Someone said Kubo drew Totsky as one in the color walk. It's like, okay, color walk is One Piece. All the color but black. It's like, and he also drew Cone as a fucking genie. Do you want that to go somewhere?
Yeah, I do. You got a problem with that?
Mhm.
I want God to be
Yeah,
Cone
that's
to
a
be super
stupid
OP.
reason. Okay, blah 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 blah. Anything else? Um, such a shitty title. Bleach is Bleach, one of the shonen pillars. I would love to know what the rest of
It
the
just
shonen pillars are.
just
The
another
likes of
example.
Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, Black Clover, and My Hero Academia are all inspired from it. First of all, I don't believe all those are inspired from Bleach. Jujutsu was. Secondly,
I
I
don't
don't
see a
care.
whole lot. I see like no Bleach DNA in My Hero Academia. Maybe I'm wrong, but like I don't see
I
any.
can't think of much. There is undeniably so much Bleach in and Jujutsu. That's why the comparison gets made. Also, here's the funny thing. I don't care. Toriko is inspired from One Piece, but One Piece is still better.
Hmm.
Let's see here. I'm glad someone said they liked how chill our video was. Man, a chill video is not going to happen. legitimately, unless I go to a football game literally an hour before and I throw out my voice. Let's see here. Oh, minor correction. I said Yami never. Espada besides Yami never called themselves a wrong card. Wrong. They do, but Yami still never called himself the 10th Espada, so he specifically never
He
lied.
gets 2 numbers.
Yeah, he never said you don't get 2. Yami never said such a thing. Yami was asking an honest question. He said, who told you the Espada were ranked 1 through 10? He didn't know. Some dumb bitch working under Grimjow said that. He was earnestly asking. He was
love Yami
confused.
so much.
He's like, wait, are you underplaying me?
So adorable.
Minor thing. If you can, put Kaiju Yami up here. This is the greatest design of all time. The one where he's like a red kaiju. Greatest thing I've seen in my life.
Oh right, yeah, like you showed me the ones from the gacha game where like they're all like
Yeah,
like,
dude.
everyone got like a second resurrection. Everyone gets another Bankai form.
And
On top,
only
like, the
2
power to
look
surpass
good.
Bankai.
And only 2 look good. The only 2 that look good are Yami because he's hilarious, and Baragan because he actually looks cool. The rest are too colorful, and I hate.
I remember Ulquior's looking okay, but
Oh well, that I never count that one because it's from a different thing.
oh okay.
I'm more into Bleach Brave Souls than you, as in I play it and you don't. Someone said being an Urahara fan has nothing to do with people not liking that simp of the character Soy Phone. Even though we got a different comment saying, "Yeah, you got me. I do hate her because she's mean to Urahara, but she still deserves it though," which is great. Like, yeah, some people do just, like, we literally watched a video of a guy. No, what's funny is the guy in the video not only said Soy Phone needs to be nice to Urahara, he said we needed a scene of her going up to her and saying, I'm sorry for what I've done, I'm wrong. And it's like, wait, what did Soy Phone do wrong to Urahara specifically? Trap him inside a barrier for a week, assuming that actually happened? That's funny. Second of all, Urahara is friends with Tessai, and Urahara is like the 4th best keto user, and Tessai is like the 2nd best, so he can get out if need be. Also, it's funny, he's fine.
You know what I kind of like about this trilogy of Bleach videos we have?
What?
We have like the first one, which is like nice and chill and like actually tackling like the big criticisms people have against Bleach, like the most pervasive ones. Then we just have the poem reading, which is us also just being like chill and talking about stuff we like. About it's pure Bleach wank. And then we have this one, which has just been filled with nothing but dumb shit for an hour.
Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, this is probably the dumbest video we've done.
No, this is
one other.
It's perfect.
Oh yeah, one other. Okay, so finally, the 3 most recent comments we got beyond someone saying "Love Bleach, good for you," and then someone saying the same thing. We got 3 comments from the same guy. I responded, but I'll talk anyway. Someone said, someone brought up the hell thing. Yes, we should have brought it out. Someone said, I need to stop interrupting you. No.
No, it'll never stop. It'll never stop.
Also, he interrupts me. We do it all the time. And again, half of it is lag. Half of it's because we want to. Someone thought we were saying Ulquiorra wanted to fuck Orihime. No. We are making fun of the people that do believe that, who do exist.
I just usually skim the video.
Byakuya was literally brought back because the fans sent Kubo death threats. Are you kidding me? Did the fans send Kubo death threats? I'm pretty sure that did happen. Is that why he brought Byakuya back? Beyond the fact that I don't think that would convince him, here's the real reason I don't believe it. We've talked about this before. We talked about this with Morge. Jump chapters typically come out 3 to 5 to 2-ish weeks after they're written. As in, and here's the thing, the scene where it looks like Byakuya dies is the one where Ichigo comes to save Soul Society. Yep. We see Byakuya is alive 2 chapters later, so unless you think the magazine or Kubo were so scared they made an exemption to go and revise the chapter heavily, Kubo had already brought it back.
Oh no.
So yeah, probably didn't happen.
Dude, I just realized I was using the wrong microphone this whole time.
Oh my god, this is gonna sound like shit. Wait, you're gonna sound more shit than me. A change in pace.
Oh no, dude, we
A change in pace. Let's go.
Alright.
Alright, I think I went through all the comments. I think that's it.
Yeah.
So that's it for Bleach. Please don't leave too many dumb comments. I don't want to make another Bleach video soon.
No, this will be the last one. We were really scraping the bottom of the barrel with this last one because there was almost nothing
We were just
but
doing
comments.
it because this was our biggest video, so we had a lot of fucking comments.
Oh, I know.
So we kind of felt the need to reply to some. Like, we get comments under, like, the 7 Deadly Sins video, but not enough to make a second video.
Yeah, also, like, I feel like we kind of got everything we really wanted to across with that one. Like, I don't really have anything else I would like to add to the 7 Deadly Sins discussion.
Not until Knights of the Apocalypse ends. Ooh, boy.
Oh, right, yeah, that. Yikes. I'm having Jericho flashbacks now.
There's a few things hey, in its defense, what's the main character's name?
Percival?
What's his name? Is that his name Percival? I thought that was the name of Meliodas' kid.
No, that's Tristan. Tristan is Meliodas'
Okay, yeah. My bad. First of all, I like Tristan. Secondly, oh no, Percival's the guy from... No, Percival is fucking Dally from Wakfu. My bad. Percival from Knights of the Apocalypse. I like him. He's a fun little kid.
Yeah, and I actually really like Tristan. Like, I called him an ugly ass kid, but like...
No, as a child, ugly fuck. As an adult, he's one of my preferred characters in the crew.
Yeah, and I remember like the CGI movie. Actually, I actually liked how he was characterized in that movie. And,
nice.
Like this thing he has going on that one. I just thought it was like solidly and well put together.
All right. That's it. Thank you if you made it through this. This is one of our most disjointed yapathon video.
Yeah, no, this is a bad this is a weird follow up for the poem reading.
Yeah. Poem reading is like, it would be peak, except that's back when I had shit internet, so I cut out every 3 sentences.
And also, I was in a cabin. I was in a cabin.
That too. Whereas this time, if I cut out, not my fault. I have good internet again, damn it.
Yeah, whatever you say. All right.
I do. Did you not see the thing I sent in the game chat? Look at my funny meme I sent.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Yeah, good night, everyone. It's just a dumb video.
I guess like one more reminder. Doing MHA next. Give us MHA takes or like One Piece.
Yeah, we went through all the MHA hate videos. No one has anything smart to say. Nuxtaku said Deku's bad because he flicks at light speed.
He also wanted to be a hero for fame.
Yeah. Also, being selfless means you have to know the thing you're doing has a percentage chance of working, which doesn't make any fucking sense. So yeah, foreshadowing for what's to come.
Yay! I mean, like there are good or like better, I should say, MHA criticism out there, but like we got the worst of the worst. I'm confident of that.
And I was just doing popular video.
No, most of them were popular videos. Is the thing.
Yeah, all right, we're done.
The thing is, not even all of them are going to be criticism. Some of them are just like stupid, like shonen discourse stuff in general about like Uraraka and the shonen formula or whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's
Jujutsu breaks the shonen formula by having the dumbest main girl of all time.
All right, that's enough. We're stopping now.
All right.